am back, Rudrance, for Black and White Network. If you're new to the channel, punch subscribe, like, comment, share. Guys, let's get into this. You know the drill shit. So let's talk about, it's been a while since we've had a good Target update. Of course, Target wrapped its loving arms right out of the gate during Grown Man Shows Their Genitals to Children Month. During the beginning of Pride Month. That's right. Target just fully embraced it, complete with Satan Designer. Yeah. And then, oh shit, all of a sudden there was backlash. And I mean, it was like, boom. Bud Light backlash punched them right in the face. And they lost a shitload of money in about the first 10 days of that entire fiasco. And the news is leveled off. Last I checked, something in the neighborhood of like sales are down 13, 14%. But they tried to course correct. Some of their stores pulled the merchandise. Some of it condensed it way down. They tried to come out. They made some statements about how their employees were getting harassed and threatened, yet no actual videos or proof of that at all. I mean, look, I'm sorry, but an employee, a manager, getting asked about what's going on involving merchandise that you're selling, plain and simple, in your store, that's not harassment. In my opinion, that's not harassment. It's asking for an explanation. How do you justify having this kind of product in your store? And look, it's up to the higher-ups to provide a course of action for these employees. That's not the consumer's fault. It's not. It's just not. Sorry. You put something like that out there, prepare for backlash. Well, also prepare for the idea that you may have violated child protection laws. Uh-oh, Target. It just got even more real. And this time, state attorney generals are zeroing in on Target. That's right. This is a New York Post. 7 Republican state attorney generals warned Target on Wednesday that its LGBTQ-friendly Pride collection may violate child protection laws. Oh, man. The shiznit is hitting the proverbial fan. The 7 AG sent a 5-page letter to Target CEO Brian Cornell saying state officials are, quote, concerned that Target's 2023 Pride collection, quote, potentially was harmful to minors as it inferred with parental authority in matters of sex and gender identity and possible violation of fiduciary duties by the company's directors and officers. Hey, state attorney generals, do you know what you can also do? And I'm just throwing this out here, but because Disney and their content is shown in all states, you could do the same thing to Disney as well. I'm just putting that out there. I mean, animated content has all this ideology in it. Just take a glimpse into that, guys, if you're watching the channel. Quote, it is likely more profitable to sell the type of pride that enshrines the love of the United States, they pinned. The group was led by Indiana AG Todd Rokita and co-signed the message alongside fellow AGs in Arkansas, Idaho, Kentucky, Mississippi, Missouri, and South Carolina. Where are you, Florida and Texas? Question mark. I'm asking. Inquiring minds want to know. Because even those two states, those two very red states, I expect to see your names go on this list at any time, right? Right? They wrote that, quote, Target wittingly marketed and sold LGBTQ IA+, you saw we took back the S for straight, promotional products to families and young children as part of a comprehensive effort to promote gender and sexual identity among the children. The letter also cited particularly upsetting pieces in the cheap chic retailer's Pride line, It pointed to LGBT-themed onesies, bibs, overhauls. My wife is shaking her head right now. T-shirts labeled girls, gays, and theys. Wow, okay. Pride adult drag queen Katya, which depicts a male dressed in female drag, and girls swimsuits with, quote, tuck-friendly construction and extra crotch coverage for the male body part. Wow. Guys, I'm going to have to start carrying a puke bucket for these videos. I'm just letting you know. There's just starting to be potential for projectile vomit during the construction of these videos. This is becoming a lot to handle. It's unclear how the AGs are looking for Target to remedy the alleged threat to child protection laws, such as if they wanted Target to remove the rest of the Pride collection from the shelves. And how about fining them largely until they do? Target reportedly already pulled some of its LGBTQ-friendly kids' clothing from shelves, though it wasn't clear which pieces ended up being yanked. How about a comprehensive and public list of said pieces? Representatives for Target did not respond to the Post request for comment. Of course they didn't. The letter also called out a shirt that said homo headrest next to a picture of a guillotine. Homophobe headrest. Oh, okay. Really? Blatant violence. Okay. Homophobe headrest next to a picture of a guillotine, as well as one that said transphobe collector alongside a picture of a skull. You know, it's interesting because some of these acts, these violent acts that are going on around the country seem to have a particular theme to them. You can go look them up. I don't have to relay that at this time. AGs also condemned Target for selling items designed by self-declared Satanist-inspired brand Aprelin, which they said glorified violence. The Target Pride campaign was decidedly not an example in excellence in retail, the letter stated, adding that the boycott it caused also threatened the economic interests of Target's shareholders. Once again, looking at you, AGs, with Disney. The backlash from controversy caused the Minneapolis-based retailer to lose more than $12 billion in market value. Wow. As of Thursday afternoon, Target's share price dipped another 1.2% to $130.92. Over the past 6 months, shares are down 18%. The evidence suggests that Target directors and officers may be negligent, the letter said. Cornell previously defended the retailer's controversial collection, calling it, quote, the right thing for society, you creepo. There is a picture right there of said merchandise. On Fortune's Leadership Next podcast in May, the chief executive was asked about the backlash to woke capitalism, which also engulfed iconic beer brand Bud Light as well as entertainment giant Disney. Quote, I think those are just good business decisions. Okay, Mark Cuban. And it's the right thing for society. It's a great thing for our brand, Cornell said. I guess if you're Jeffrey Epstein, the Target boss, whose company employs more than 450,000 workers in more than 1,900 locations nationwide, said the company's strategy is aimed to cater to diversifying its customer base. How about we do this? We could, I'm just throwing this out, diversify Target straight into Kmart. Now, in case you're not paying attention, do you guys know what happened with Kmart? Our Sears, by the way, I think they were owned by the same company by the time it was said and done. Yeah, they went the way of the dodo bird. They're gone, out. Yeah, we could throw a little Target action at you, a little Kmart into Target action. Yeah, that's right. Man, I got to tell you, I'm not going back to Target. I mean, it's a wrap for me at Target. He even said the collection is, quote, helping us drive sales. Yeah, okay. And build greater engagement, despite figures that show Target's value sank more than $15 billion last month. The letter concluded by claiming that certain immutable precepts and principles must always endure as long as America is to remain free and prosperous. interesting. I can't wait to see where this goes, actually, because that's an interesting route they've decided to go, and I haven't thought about that, as in the child protection laws, but it does kind of make some sense to me, because, look, who you're blatantly trying to target, for lack of a better way of putting it, target with the release of this merchandise. It is obviously children, kids. I mean, you know, it kind of makes some sense. Again, Florida, Texas, where are you in this? Jump into this. Jump into this. So that's good. I'm glad we got some updated figures. They're down $15 billion, so that's about $3 billion more than the last update that I had. So they've gotten knocked for a pretty good loop. Let's go over to Ben & Jerry's, because as we know, I did a video earlier, and the boycott has begun. That's right, on Ben & Jerry's. Virtue signaling on the July 4th. It's high time we recognize the U.S. exists on stolen indigenous land and commit to returning it. And it says this is stolen land, blah, blah, blah. So, and we know there is certainly a movement out there to try to rip the land away. And they do it virtue signaling indigenous land. All right. So, anyway... we know we've seen that. There's been massive backlash to it. It's something we're absolutely going to cover on this channel. And so this has taken a rather interesting turn because of Vermont, which is where the company is at. Native American chief, that's right. An Indian chief has come out, a Native American. You're not supposed to use Indian anymore, are you? Is that not a thing? I'm confused. You know what? I'm going to need a manual. We're going to have to get a manual here. Vermont Native American chief calls out Ben & Jerry's hypocrisy. Accuses the ice cream giant of operating on, quote, stolen land. Ruh-roh. See, you got destroyed earlier. People said, you know what? You go first. If we're going to start giving back things, how about lead by example? 3, 2, 1, start handing it back out. Turn over the factories, all the ice cream shops, anything associated, including the houses that you turds are living in. Let's turn over all of that. That's right. Turn Ben & Jerry's ice cream into a nonprofit, and show us how woke you are. Prove it. Prove it. On July 4th, a day when millions of Americans were celebrating freedom, family, and fireworks, Ben & Jerry, the woke upmarket ice cream company, they're too expensive, took a different route. The company sent a tweet condemning the U.S. for existing on, quote, stolen indigenous land. And that is the quote I just read. So enter in this guy. This guy right here is a Native American chief. That's right. Chief Don Stevens, what the bleep? Chief Don Stevens of Mohegan Band of the Abenaki Nation at home in Shelburne on Tuesday. Yeah, September 15, 2020. I don't know why that part's in there, but anyway, there it is. That's what the picture is from. Anyway, full disclosure, I guess. I wanted you to have a frame of reference. My God, I've recorded a lot today. Yet, in a twist of irony that could make even most avant-garde flavor combinations blush, the ice cream mogul soon found themselves on the receiving end of the very accusation they had cast on America. A faith-based gold company. Oh, that's an ad. Man. Come on, Gateway Pundit. That's BS. Don Stevens, chief of... I just said this. Really? A recognized tribe in Vermont has called out the hypocrisy of Ben & Jerry's statement. I am not shooting this over. In an interview with the New York Post, Stevens revealed he's open to discussing how the brand might better serve indigenous people. Ruh-roh. Perhaps, he suggested, this conversation could begin with an examination of the company's own headquarters. Interesting. Located at 30 Community Drive in South Burlington, Vermont. The office sits on what is historically Western Abenaki land. Oh, shit. That's right. A virtue signal gone wrong. This is like Chappelle's show. When virtue signaling goes wrong, well, it may have went wrong here. So they know exactly where your headquarters is located and whose tribal land it's on. Quote, if you look at the Abenaki traditional way of being, we are a place-based people. Before recognized tribes in the state, we were the ones who were in this place, Stevens said. If the ice cream maker is sincere, it should reach out to me, he said, highlighting the irony of their social advocacy posturing. And I'm going to tell you, we did this on a live stream the other day. We pulled up their Twitter. And these sons of bitches at Ben & Jerry, if you didn't know Ben & Jerry was ice cream, you would think they were some kind of an activist organization. I mean, it is political tweet after political tweet. I think they pinned one that had something to do with ice cream. I shit you not. Affirmative action, pro-life / abortion right. I mean, it just went down the list. We know they did an ice cream for that Marxist, Colin Kaepernick. Pretty unbelievable. This company is wild. We are always interested in reclaiming the stewardships of our lands throughout our traditional territories and providing opportunities to uplift communities, Stevens told Newsweek. If and when we are approached, many conversations and discussions will need to take place to determine the best path forward for all involved. The New York Post reported that Unilever, the parent company of Ben & Jerry's, is shitting a brick. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not what it says. Has experienced a drop in stock price and market capitalization following the absurd tweet. By Thursday, 2 days after the woke tweet, Unilever's stock price had fallen 1.9% for a corresponding cap loss of $1.7 billion. And yeah, now it's like $2 billion. Actually, I think by end of day yesterday, it was like $2 billion. Ooh, yikes, that hurts. That stings, it seems. I think this is hilarious. I mean, this guy's starting to make the rounds. Don Stevens is going around to conservative outlets now, and he's saying, oh, okay, you want a virtue signal, you want to be brave, stunning, and courageous. Let's prove just how brave, stunning, and courageous you truly are. Put your money in your land where your mouth is. Somehow, some way, I don't think this meeting will ever transpire between the higher ups, and there's some goofy ass old man that runs this thing, and this son of a bitch is woke as hell. There are pictures of him out there protesting various situations across the country. It's ridiculous. Dude, sell ice cream. Shut up and sell your ridiculously high-priced, not that good, can't hold Bluebell's Jock ice cream. I mean, really, just that's all anybody wants any of these companies to do is just stay out of politics. Don't make social statements. Don't make statements about presidents, former presidents, current presidents, no alignings, no MBAs, let's close up for voting day. None of that bullshit. Just sell your product. Nobody gets mad. No backlash. No $2 billion in market cap loss on your company. None of that. They won't do it. They're worried about their DEI and their ESG scores. Again, funded, I think ESG funded in the background by Soros PAC, something, the open Is it the Open Source Project or something like that? I can't remember what his PAC's called. But go look it up, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But he's the snake laying in the weeds on so much of this crap anyway. I shit you not. I think he's given $100 million to the ESG thing or whatever, and these companies are looking at those scores. They're coming in. They're looking. There was word that Bud Light, literally the wokesters, they looked at their ESG score and went, "Oh my God!" Went in a panic. Next thing you know, you got Dylan Mulvaney in a bikini in a bathtub, drinking Bud Light, and their company went straight down the shitter. You know what these companies might not want to do? Look at ESG scores. You know, I mean, yeah, you can attach a number to anything. You know, when I worked corporate, when I managed corporate, that was my job. I could attach a number to anything and figure out something around it in order to make a decision or determine a trend. Going woke, that trend, not good. Doesn't take a brainiac, Mark Cuban, to figure that out at all. All I can see is a Target, $15 billion. Bud Light, what is it, $30 billion? I mean, it's something ridiculous. Disney, millions upon millions of dollars down. Same thing. I don't know. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts where these companies have decided to go, what they're willing to wade into, and they think long term it's good for business. Hey, is this on? Look, Democrats don't work. So, you know, I mean, they want free shit. Might not want to cater to them. Might want to cater to the conservatives that have jobs and make money and want to spend money on products. Yeah, I said all that out loud. I did. Somewhere, the one Democrat that's got a job and got some brave, stunning, and courageous degree that's not worth the paper it's printed on. Wouldn't even work as toilet paper because it's too rough and coarse. Somewhere they're having a fit. Okay, great. You know, super. Tell me what you think, Black and White Network supporters. Ben and Jerry's been called out. Walk the plank. Time to prove it. Shut up and prove it. Get out there. Go ahead. Hand that good old deed to that land over to Don Stevens. Do that. And Target, look out. You've got some attorney generals looking to run the Ned Beatty deliverance move on you right now. You should be fine with that. You did wrap your loving arms around the Pride movement. Will Target squeal like a pig on video? Inquiring minds want to know. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.